around tax avoidance? Or if you found yourself in a situation where you had lots of cash, would you be doing everything you could legally to avoid paying as much tax as you would have to? 0845 6060 973. Let's go to Bracknell where Jeffrey is. Good afternoon, Jeffrey.
I think the semantics are wrong there totally. I think your discourse is weighted and disproportional. To avoid paying as much as you should do. Well, that can't be a fact because there is avoidance. They're getting advice from top line tax accountants, people. They're paying that which they can pay without any degree of threat of prosecution. How many people go into HMV and say, let's find out the real price of this product. That's 16 pounds. I'll tell you what, I'll throw you 26 quid because I'm not really bothered about how much I should be paying. I just really want to be I want to be generous and loving, and I want a community spirit to develop that will exalt me and make me feel better in my dream. No one does that.
There is something though as what you should be paying though, Jeffrey. With figures here, Amazon, okay? Let's talk about Amazon. Paid no UK corporation tax on an estimated sales of £3.2 billion in 2012. You're telling me there's no should level with that? He paid no corporation tax.
If you're going to take this moral high ground and do what naturally...
I'm not saying I'm taking a moral high ground.
Okay, what should they pay then? In your estimation...
Well, there are rules around what companies are paying on their taxes. There are rules in this country around what they are meant to be paying.
And how they should pay, and when they should pay, and what they should pay, and what activities should... Because big government, big oppressive government, they'll... It's sinewy, intrusive, looking into every activity of humankind nowadays, whether it be business activity, social activity, sexual activity, everything. And people are sick and tired of the big state.
But we do need taxes. We do need taxes. For so many things in the middle of society. Whether it's lighting the streets, whether it's paying for things that are just there that we take for granted, Jeffrey.
We are fully talking about things lighting the streets. Let's take education. Who pays for education?
Well, there's a range of ways in which we pay for education in this country.
Mainly through the taxation system. So people don't actually pay at the point of delivery for the education of the children up to the age of 18. So it's theoretically possible for someone to have 12 children earning an income of £16,000 a year, plus family credits, plus family benefits, plus housing benefits, plus this. The state subsidises up to the hill, and then everything, £200,000 a child up to the age of education, up to age 18, education will cost them. What's 18 times 200,000?
Your maths is better than mine.
Well, where's the fairness in that then? Because these people are living off people's...
Sorry, Jeffrey, only because we've got about a minute left to go. What's your solution?
Well, I'm asking you, because you're the one...
No, Jeffrey, you're not asking me. You've rung up with a bit of an agenda, and I now want to know what you do for a living, if you're connected to accountants, and how much tax you pay.
It's socialist in 1975 that tax the rich at 90% income rate to the children. What do they do? All the successful people went up to Switzerland or to America because they thought, and one of the Rolling Stones is really good music and people want to listen to it, bed fine, good toilet people. I don't want to go and have a lot of licking my money.
Jeffrey, what do you do for a living?
I'm an eyebrow, £6,050 now. What are you doing?
Well, I think you know because we're talking.
Well, you can do other things. You've got Sunday afternoon show. You can do other things during the week.
I'm a journalist.
Right, so you're a scribbler.
I'm a scribbler while you're a labourer.
Yeah.
Okay, well now I've got that sorted. I'm in a situation where I don't have advisors telling me how to not pay any tax.
Well, if you became a really good scribbler like Boris Johnson, £250,000 a year for off, you couldn't you?
I don't think he defines himself as a scribbler, Jeffrey. He defines himself as London Mayor. But thank you very much for your call. I can't quite understand how in your world, Jeffrey, and I'm sorry, you did quite a good job with your passion and a poor job at defining to me how we're going to live as a society without taxes. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we should be taxing the super rich till they squeak. I think we're in a situation, though, where people have been allowed to get away with elaborate schemes because of the laws we have. If we're not happy with that, for me it seems simple. We change the law. But we'll come back to your calls on this. I want to get your views. Get them in now on 0845 60 60 973. Let's get the latest headlines. You're listening to LBC. The time is 4:30. And now the news headlines with Philip Sherr.
America's national security advisor is warning it would be a grave mistake for Russia to send military forces into Ukraine. President Putin and the German Chancellor have agreed to find that the territorial integrity of the country must be upheld. 7 people have been arrested after a man was found stabbed on Regent Street early this morning. Police were called at around 5:30. 3 men arrested after a suspected drive-by shooting in central London have been released on bail, questioned on suspicion of firearms offences. Cuts in funding and growing demand are being blamed for millions of people in England not being able to get an appointment with their doctor. The Royal College of GPs says more than 34 million won't be able to see their doctor or nurse for treatment this year. And police are patrolling a beach in Devon after a huge shipping container carrying 14 tons of cigarettes washed ashore. It was spotted in Axmouth near Seaton this morning and is thought to be one of many lost from a cargo ship in stormy conditions last Friday. The weather for London and the southeast staying dry with clear spells developing overnight, breezy but relatively mild, lows at 8 degrees. Across the UK, cloudy with outbreaks of rain across the north and west and a chance of gales in the west. LBC News Time, it's 4:30.
This is Brooke Burford in the LBC Travel Centre. The M4 heading into London between Junction 3 and Heston to 2 for Brentford is looking very slow on the cameras. And keeping on the motorways, the M25 anti-clockwise is a bit busy. It's because a lane's blocked by emergency repair works on the western stretch between Junction 10 at the Wisden Change, Junction 9 at Leatherhead. Now in Manor Park West, the delays this afternoon are along Romford Road, really struggling eastbound between Manor Park to Ilford. It's because of roadwork, so only one lane is now open. We've also got delays west of town, as all we're down to the closure of Hammersmith Bridge for plan works having an effect on Putney Bridge. It's really slow southbound on Fulham Palace Road from Lily Road as well, and in Shepherd's Bush the one-way solid from Kensington High Street to Shepherd's Bush Green. Getting through Roehampton Vale as well, heading north, back-to-back queues along Kingston bypass from before Robin Hood Lane, not helped by the extra roadworks there too. And with the Tube's 3 lines of paths suspended, including the Northern Line, which isn't running between Camden Town and Edgeworth. Keeping you moving. Your next travel update's in 15 minutes.
In business, investing in an apprenticeship is investing in the future. At LBC, we've teamed up with the National Apprenticeship Service to bring you a special report on the positive impact apprenticeships can have on businesses. We'll talk to industry experts, investigate the benefits, and give you the chance to make a great move for your business by pledging to take on a new apprentice. A special report thanks to the National Apprenticeship Service next week on LBC. Churchill! 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 If you want your 80s mixtape on, I'll put your 80s mixtape on, okay? There! See? 80s mixtape on. Happy? Honestly, you and your 80s obsession.
For an 80% good driver discount, chat to Churchill. Applies to new customers with 8+ years, no claim discount for the first year. Minimum premium applies, excludes NI.
Hello, we're the Curtain Factory outlet in North Finchley. We'd like to tell you all about the amazing designer name fabrics we stock. Some with savings off RRP of as much as £100 per metre. Trouble is, word gets around, and this ad could well be out of date before we even get to the end of it. So the only way to find out which designer name upholstery fabrics we've got in today is to visit the Curtain Factory outlet, Ballards Lane, North Finchley. curtainfactoryoutlet.co.uk. Open every day with free parking.
Here comes winter, with its frozen locks and flat batteries, when it's hard just to escape your driveway. But this year, don't get caught out. With free at-home cover from the RAC, we'll come to your rescue at home as well as at the roadside. And with over 500 parts and tools in every patrol van, this winter we'll bring the garage to you. Join now at rac.co.uk. Motorists, we salute you. Minimum roadside and recovery personal membership. Terms and conditions apply.
Emma Barnett on LBC.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Emma Barnett on LBC, and we're talking about whether there needs to be a change to the tax laws in this country, as it's obviously becoming quite clear that people like Chris Moyles, the former Radio 1 DJ, whose attempt to avoid paying an estimated £400,000 income tax failed. On Friday there was a tribunal and it was rejected. He had entered into what was described as a highly artificial bid to avoid paying this level of tax, claiming in some ways, it seems anyway, to have been a second-hand car dealer. He didn't come up with this himself, obviously. He came up with this via some advisors called NT Advisors based in London, and they stand for No Tax Advisors, have come up with similar plans before, which apparently have cost the Treasury around £836 million in total. Now people are calling for a spike for those people's heads and people like them. These advisors who help people avoid tax, they should face prosecution. Do you agree? Do you think the individuals need to be cracked down on who are intent upon avoiding tax? Or are we in a situation now where actually we need the laws rewritten? We need to actually have them simplified, make it impossible for people to be able to exploit these loopholes. And you could wonder why they don't do that. Well, some of the reasons will be tied up in the fact that the way it affects huge corporations such as the likes of Google, Apple and Amazon, who actually Friday, just a few days ago, were facing a new tax crackdown as finance ministers amongst the world's biggest nations were saying that they're going to step up plans to close loopholes. So what is the way that we solve this? And how does it actually make you feel when you see that high-profile people, high-profile companies with way more money